Sabah al-Khair, good morning, dear listeners. You're listening to Radio 3CR on 855 AM and Palestine Remembered with Robert Martin, Nasser Mashni and Yusuf Ahmed al-Rimawi.
Palestine Remembered is Australia's only English-language radio program that is totally dedicated to Palestine. We'd like to welcome those listening on 855 and those that will join us on podcast at 3cr.org.au.
Thanks for joining us. Stay with us and enjoy the episode.
Bringing you the news and views and the untold side of the Palestinian struggle for freedom from a Palestinian perspective. Good morning, Rob. How are you doing?
But I'm going okay. No complaints other than we've gone into COVID, but what's going on over in Palestine and Gaza is just nothing to even compare it with. How about you?
Yeah, the same, Rob. I mean, we're back into lockdown, but again, we're so blessed to be in Australia and away from the devastation of the ongoing ethnic cleansing throughout Palestine, but in particular, our brothers and sisters in Gaza who are suffering into their 15th year now of the most inhumane and cruel siege that Israel can perpetuate after their most recent mowing of the lawn in Gaza that finished, now just over a week ago.
That mowing of the lawns, we should say too, Nasser, is something that the Israelis actually coined. That was their terminology, the mowing of the lawns.
That's right. It's their terminology to say every now and again they need to go into Gaza and mow the lawn just to keep the weeds down, which is when they refer to Palestinians, what they're talking about. And it's no surprise why Israel has become so fascist when their leaders refer to Palestinians as weeds. We're very fortunate to be joined today by a Palestinian journalist, Wafaa. She is joining us from Gaza. She's a journalist and an activist. Good morning from Melbourne. Good afternoon, evening in Palestine. Hi, Wafaa. How are you doing?
Yeah, hello. Good afternoon from Gaza. And thanks for having me.
It's a real pleasure, Wafaa. Why don't you tell us about this most recent assault on Gaza, what it was like for you and your family? How are things there?
Yeah, things under occupation, actually, it's not that good and not that fine. Every single moment you are just subjected to be killed, to be murdered, to be injured, or to have your home destroyed by the occupation. And even, many things are happening here around because bad things actually because of the occupation. So, we just survived a deadly aggression on the Palestinian here in the Gaza Strip. And yeah, we were just still alive, but what is happening on the ground, actually, it's really so devastating and everything here is destroyed. I'm a journalist and these days, I'm overwhelmed by reporting and filming some of the destructions and interviewing some of those people who got their loved one massacred by the occupation. So it's really so much pain, so much suffering around here and in every home here in Gaza. But the thing actually that is so inspiring here is you can just find the people are, they just like life and they just go on, keep going. They have their own livelihood source got destroyed because of the occupation warplanes, but they just keep going and, it creates another opportunity and they need, to feed their families. So they just create another chance. They challenge the obstacles, they challenge their condition here under occupation and they just keep going in this life. But it's really here, what happened or what we have witnessed during the past few days. Actually, it's really, we can just say what happened is genocide or massacre, or we can say ethnic cleansing to Palestinians here in Gaza. And it's not a new thing for the occupation. We just survived over than 4 aggressions on the people here, from the occupation. So, yeah. It's really...
We've seen on social media just how inspirational the Palestinians in Gaza are. The campaign, Badna Na'ammirha, we're going to rebuild.
Yeah, of course.
Tell us about this.
Yeah, like after a ceasefire agreement signed by the occupation between the occupation and the resistance here in Gaza and brokered by Egypt, actually, people here just return to their normal life, and the many initiatives, many campaigns, were taken. Were held here on the ground, and actually they just every day they hold the campaigns, like for example they campaign to help the municipalities member to clean what the occupation destroyed. I mean, like we have so many destructions here across the Gaza Strip, so like so many youth, like tens of thousands, you can say. You can just see them. They took the streets and help those workers to clean their city that they consider it as a so beautiful city and as so beautiful areas. And then the occupation just killed this beauty. So they help those workers in order to clean their streets, their houses, and I mean, not only this thing, also there are other campaigns to help, for example, the children, to cheer them up, because you know that we have Eid al-Fitr, which is a happy occasion for Muslims and for Palestinians here and for Muslims all over the world. But Palestinians here, especially in Gaza, they didn't celebrate it because we were under aggression by the occupation. So so many campaigns also to cheer the children up, and we saw so many clowns, so many teams. I mean, bands. They just helped dance and distribute the sweets and this stuff in order to cheer up the children. And actually, there are so many campaigns here. Like, you just look into those thousands of youth who just held and say that they want to rebuild their homes. They're destroyed. Their destroyed homes by themselves. So you feel that, yeah, those people really deserve to live or deserve this life, because like in the mainstream media, they just try to show the Palestinians as terrorists and as people that they cause death to themselves. But what we see here in the ground, that actually it's really so different. And then I'm inviting all of the journalists who are working with the mainstream media to see by themselves, to come here and see by themselves how the people here in Gaza, they just like to keep going in this life. They like to live in a peaceful life, in a decent life, but the occupation actually deprived them from this life, and actually they challenge all of the difficulties in order to survive.
Tell me this, because you speak to so many other families and you speak to victims and civilians and other journalists. How do you cope with your family, your bubble? You're so optimistic. I know a lot of Palestinians use humor to get through things. How do you survive?
Let's just start, for example, I'm going to talk about my own experience. I'm a mother of 3 children, and it's really so hard for me to cope up with this bombing. Like we just hear every single moment explosion, and it's loud explosion.
I've got an 8-year-old who is a very strong child that all of a sudden has been having issues at night, where I have to sit in a chair while she goes to sleep. And I'm in a place that's very, very safe. We have nothing to be worried about other than maybe a TV show that I shouldn't have let her to watch. And I can see the terror in her eyes when she wakes up, just needing to know that I'm there and she's okay. How do you cope with your children? How do you rest assured that everything's going to be okay? How do you stop them from not being able to sleep at night or waking up with panic attacks? What do you do? It's heartbreaking.
It's really heartbreaking, and so it's not easy at all. it's not an easy thing at all. Actually, it's really so hard. And I have three children. Like the youngest is only 1 year and a half. The eldest one is only
Busy
7 years. So all of them, just yeah. So okay, kids here. And then like really, whenever we hear the explosion, I tried at the very beginning. I told them, yeah, there is like firework outside. They are just celebrating Eid. Hey, let's celebrate. And just I lied at them. But really, like whenever I try to hide my fear, like yeah, I'm a human being, and I fear sometimes. It's not
Kids
an
aren't
easy
silly
thing.
either, are they?
But
Kids aren't silly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I tried to tell them that there is firework outside, but like at the very beginning, they believed me, but not that that much. I mean, even like the youngest one, which who is like only 1 year and a half, she actually she didn't believe me at all, and all of the time she just keep crying whenever she heard massive explosion, and she just like feel like she was trembling, like her heart's beating so fast, and it's really so bad for me, like to see my children this way. And I'm sure that every one mother like across the Gaza Strip are the same. I know like so many of my neighbors here, like they find actually they traumatized enough. I mean, their children, some of them, like they didn't speak. I mean, even some of them, you can find them that they lost some of. I mean, they don't concentrate. They all of the time you can just see them that they are just waiting for something to happen. And whenever like for example, if the door is closed, or if there is like somebody who is doing something, I mean something that sounds like explosion, actually so they feel afraid so much from this thing, from just tiny things. They just feel afraid, and it's not any I mean, I also one of the people that I watch in the videos, there is like just a little kid who is only 1 year and a half, I guess. So I think he just keeps his eyes open and looking around without hearing or seeing anything from there is no contact at all between him and other people around him. So he lost. I think it's really so heartbreaking to see such kid, lost all of these things, and like so many children indeed. But but at the end, like they survived, but I'm sure that they are traumatized enough from this brutality from the occupation. And just like a few hours ago, I went to a house, there is a slain child. Her name is Dima Asaliya. She is only 10 years old. I mean, she got massacred by the Israeli occupation. They just targeted her. Yeah, just targeted her while she was only standing in front of her home. Her mother like asked her to go and bring something from their neighbor's home, and while she was walking, like just very few meters from her home to her neighbor, and the neighbor actually is just so crowded with people, so crowded with buildings, and then they just targeted her with an Israeli missile, only for like they just bombed her with this thing, and she got massacred. You can just see her body shattered across the area.
We should mention that
it's really so
the
bad.
precision missiles too. The Israelis have precision missiles. They don't miss. They know exactly what they're hitting. I mean, they've got some of the best artillery that the world's ever seen, and so all of these places, like the reporter building, the press building that they shot down, and all these other places, it's just horrific.
Yeah, it's really horrific. And then, I was talking to her siblings and her friends, and really, while talking to them, I feel that they just told me that we feel afraid from dying. We want to live this life, and like you can just see like a child who is only 4 or 5 years old, and she is talking about death. And it's really devastating, like to see such children only think about death. And then also there is another child who's only also, I think, 11 or 12 years old. She is Susie Shkontana from Gaza City. And like all of the time she was sitting with her own family in their home. And whenever when she wanted to go to the bathroom, she told her mother, Mom, I don't want to go to the bathroom, or because I do want to be with you. And then her mother told her, no, you should go to the bathroom, don't worry, if we die we will die together. And then her last time, when she went to the bathroom, she asked her mother, "Do you think that you are gonna die and keep me alone?" Then her mother said, "No, no, no. I promise you, if I die, I will take you with me. But just go to the bathroom." Yeah, it's really when the girl when her father told me the story, it's really like I cried. It's really hard. Suddenly, an Israeli missile hit their house, and all of the family got murdered, including the mother. And this little girl who went to the bathroom alone, she is the only survivor among her, her family. And then also, she spent like 7 hours also on the rappels when they just pulled her from the rappels. She just spent like 7 hours. And you can imagine such kids, like how their life will be, how and then they accuse us that we teach our children hatred, but they are the one who teach our children hatred, because they massacred their families in front of their eyes. They just kill them, they just kill their happiness, and then they just accuse us of teaching hatred, and they are the teachers actually.
The world hears about Gaza during these strikes, when the aggression's not there, because we know that there's aggression always. There's an aggression in many, many different forms, but the aggression that we're seeing now is what the world sees. But then when it's quiet, we know that Israel's doing things to you guys, but the media is not picking it.
Whenever, the world maybe think that Gaza is like a country or an independent state or something. They don't know that it's only a tiny area in Palestine. It's just 360 kilometers here, and it's really overcrowded. We can just say that it's the most densely populated area in the world, and it's like the occupation authorities, they just withdraw from it in 2006, and then they just turned it in an open big prison, and then impose air, land, and ground siege on it. And due to this long years of Israeli siege, we have so many, every sectors here in Gaza, and we can say that on the brink of collapse, but alhamdulillah, they can survive. But also during these long years of siege, we survived over than 4 deadly Israeli assault. And like we have over than 4,000 people got massacred during these aggressions, and so many people also got killed or got murdered by the occupation, because due to the occupation siege on Gaza.
Like the medical things aren't allowed to get in there, so that's another way that Israel's punishing.
Actually so many medical items are missing here. We don't have drugs, and here also we don't have so many hospitals here in Gaza. So many people, so many patients here in Gaza, they don't have treatments here in Gaza, and whenever they want to get out Palestine, get out Gaza, just to take a treatment, actually it's really so hard for them. Not everybody is allowed to get out and get a treatment. So many people actually died because the Israeli occupation, they don't allow them to exit outside Gaza and get a treatment outside. And at the moment, like we have according to the Ministry of Health, there are so many items. I think like over than 80% of items are missing here. I mean, like we have COVID-19 also before this aggression. We have COVID-19, and you can just say that we have a fragile system. We have a fragile health system here in Gaza, but you can just say that after COVID-19, we have another COVID, which is the occupation aggression on Gaza, and this actually exacerbates the condition, exacerbate the health system here. It's really so bad. I mean, it's really so dangerous here regarding the health system. But in the ministry media, they are just trying to say that or convince the world that whenever we punish Gaza, it's because of they fight rockets. And here, like they just forget that these rockets that Palestinians are using just to defend them.
It's been 15 years, has two under siege. It's not something that's just new.
Well, we should also say that Hamas is only 30-something years old and the occupation is 73 years old. There's no Hamas firing rockets on the West Bank or East Jerusalem or inside 48. The reality is that this is just the latest straw man argument of Israel to continue the ethnic cleansing and barbarism against the Palestinians. Wafaa, very quickly, two stories that I heard that just speak to a thought process most humans never have to go through. The first one was two brothers. They had two sons each, and they gave one of each other's sons to each other's family. And they said, at least if I die, somebody from my family will live. And the other brother said, at least if they bomb my family, at least somebody from my side will live. Another one where the families were saying, dress up in your best clothes so that we can go to sleep. And we're all going to sleep together in the same room, because if we die together. We're not going to leave anybody behind. And it's that mentality, those thoughts, imagining having those with your own family. But over this last campaign, the Israelis removed 9 entire families ceased to exist. Wafaa, why don't you share with us your Nakba story?
My parents and grandparents actually used to live peacefully in a decent life in an area in what is called right now Israel, which is Tel Jamma. It's just a few kilometers in Beersheba. Like they got as many Palestinians, thousands of Palestinians they forced to leave their homes. Like my parents and the grandparents told me many stories about the horrific things actually that happened to them. They told me that we just went outside our homes barefooted, and we walked all of the time, long distance, and we just left everything behind us. And my grandparents always told me that one of the mother, she left one of her children behind her, and she couldn't get back again to her area, to her town, to big camp, because the Zionist militias at that time, they just invaded the area, and it did so many massacres, or we can say genocide indeed, what they did. They told me that they brought the pregnant women, and then they just opened their tummy, and then they make something like pit or something, which this is in her tummy is a girl or a boy, and then they just laugh while she is dying, and then they laugh at her. And it's really all of the time that my grandparents told me this story, and indeed many stories like this, and many others horrible things. And they got evicted from their home, their towns, and then they came here to Gaza, because Gaza was so close to their town. So they came here and lived in a tent, and then the owner was just at the very beginning, they don't have anything, even water or even food. They have nothing at all to survive. But by the time the owner provided them with and just something like some basic things just to survive, like water and something to eat, and that's it. And after that, they just came here. Live here. For my family lived here in Deir al-Balah town, and they started to build their own home. But always my dad told me that every time we have never think that we are not gonna go back to our homeland, because we just built or erect tents at that time, because we always believe that we are gonna go back to our homeland. This is so inspiring indeed. Whenever I sit with him, he told me that, yeah, like inshallah, we are gonna go back to our land. I told him that you just said this like since day one. You keep saying that you are gonna go back, and you are 50, 75 now, and you still dream that you are gonna go back to your home. And he told me that I will never lose hope, and inshallah I will. Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Tel Saba, Beersheba, as the Israelis call it. It's only 35 kilometers from where you are.
yeah, exactly.
Of the 2 million Palestinians in Gaza,
Yeah,
but 70% of them can walk home.
yeah,
It's a big walk to get from Gaza to Tel Saba.
yeah.
But it's 35 kilometers. You can do it in a day.
Yeah, exactly. Many times when we went there close to the separation fence, he told me that when we just on a hill, he just told me that look at that area, and that area I used to go to this area, and that was my our home in 1948. But just a few kilometers, and I can't reach it, and even it's really so difficult. Maybe it's really so easy to me to travel to America or Australia or any place across the world than to go to this area, which is my own town, which is my...
The only reason you can't go is because you've got the wrong religion. Because if you're Jewish, anywhere in the world, they can go there.
Those people are so racist, and they just do believe that they have all their own state, a Jewish state, without anybody of any religion, without any people, like only but Jewish who are the only guys who should live in Israel. That's why what is happening right now in Jerusalem, the ethnic cleansing and it's really so different here for Palestinians. Palestinians do believe in living together. I mean, whether they are Christians, Jews, or anybody, they are just welcome here in Palestine, but without occupation. Yeah, I mean, Palestinian, whenever you ask any of the Palestinians here, and they can tell you that everybody is welcome, Christians, Jews, or any of these religions, but they don't have to come as occupation. They have to come in a peaceful land. We can just live together. But for those who are in Israel, they just do believe in a Jewish state, only for them. So it's really so racist here. And then we are accused of being racist. And it doesn't make any sense. But the mainstream media, the media, we saw so many demonstrations across the world. We can see so many, thousands of people just took the street in UK, in US, and another Western countries, which win for us. And now you can just see so many. We have the power of the social media platforms. I mean, the people are started, to take their sources from the social media platforms. They just follow Palestinian activists and pro-Palestinian activists. They just follow them wherever they are, and disabled it. We're actually starting, yeah.
I had mine disabled too. I had one of mine deleted that had over 100,000 followers, and they just deleted it. I had no warning. I had that account for so long,
yeah,
and boom, gone. And they did that to a number of them as well. It's just that the bias is horrific. Truth's getting through.
That's it. The people, just do believe us because we are just telling the truth. And those who lie will never, the world sooner or later will discover their lies. So this is what is happening now. And the world now knows the truth. And I hope that they can put the pressure on their governments to stop arming Israel, because they are still strengthening the Israeli army until now.
Thanks, Wafaa. Thanks very much for joining us. Please stay safe and look after your family.
Yeah.
And inshallah, one day you'll be free, and your father and you can walk home and live in your home as you deserve to, as do all of the Palestinians.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for your efforts.
We'll speak again.
Now, make sure you download the podcast, share with your friends. Remember, there's never been a better time for a free Palestine.